Toon Universe is a new game that just came out, and it plays extremely similarly to Dandy's World. I got some requests to cover it like how I covered Dolly's Factory in making a full review, so I decided to do that. Do remember that even though I'm going to try and be fair with my critiques, this is just all my opinions, and if you disagree, that's okay. Just like the Dolly's video, this video will be split into two segments. Part 1 is my first playthrough together with my friends, and then part 2 will be my review. Use the timestamps to skip the gameplay if you want to get right to the review. Okay, time to boot it up.
You do get both of the starter,
I have heard that. The music is so loud.
No choice paralysis, you just get everything.
I want the unicorn.
I like the art. The art is really nice.
I like the when it comes to Selena and Fantasia probably the most.
Koi looks like he came from like Has Been Hotel.
A little bit.
I don't know why, it's just specifically Koi that's got that like Has Been Hell of a style.
Yeah.
I think it's the mouth and the eyes.
It's probably the mouth.
Koi if he was drawn by Vivzy Pop.
You are all sheep. I'm going Wethel. Fuck you. Wow.
I honestly, the fucking layers on that joke are crazy.
Oh, Wethel's a chipmunk. I thought she was like a dog thing.
Oh, she's a chipmunk? I don't like her anymore. Okay, I'm joking.
Apparently.
Just fucking racism, I guess.
Which elevator do we want, gamers?
Okay, never mind. She's annoying.
Do you not like her?
Oh, what is that voice?
Hold on, look at this.
Shut the fuck up, I don't like her already.
Exactly.
Get out of here.
I'm just gonna play Wethel and then never speak.
I know this is gonna sound weird, but this feels like— shut the fuck up. This looks like an in-between Dolly's Factory and Dandy's World art styles. Like, this feels like the perfect in-between.
There's a guy that looks like Glamrock Freddy, what?
Glamrock Freddy!
Oh, it's the fish dude! I don't know how to elaborate.
There's a bear.
Like, from a distance, I thought.
Oh
it was
god, the
Glamrock
skill
Freddy.
check— the skill checks just fucking flashbanged me. They're so bright. Don't hit a golden skill check. That shit is so bright. My eyes.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck, you're right. What?
That shit's so bright. Don't hit a perfect skill check.
My eyes. Capsule of green.
I actually really like a lot of the character designs. The bear guy looks really cute, and the two-headed snake one is also really cool.
Jesus
The
Christ.
unicorn is adorable.
Go.
Come on, y'all.
Come on, yo, let's go. What? Jesus Christ.
Her voice is so annoying.
I both hate her voice and love her voice at the same time, if that makes sense. Also, he's in the roof.
What the fuck? Oh, the shop's here.
Where?
Oh yeah, and there's the
Oh.
monitor. There's a guy in the ceiling.
Real.
Oh fuck, I pressed the wrong button. I was gonna extract and then I pressed the wrong button. God fucking damn it. I did it again.
It's so funny.
Give me a second.
Come on, y'all. Let's go.
Shut the fuck up. Come on, y'all, let's go. I'm gonna kill this woman.
Hello, shop
Katie,
guy.
please be careful. You're
Oh,
gonna
his
hurt
name is
yourself.
Chekhov.
Where's his gun?
He has a gun.
Real.
Wait, he has a gun?
That's because his name is Chekhov.
Who's Chekhov's gun?
Oh.
Who is that guy? Bro looks badass.
Maybe. There's the copper one.
Who is probably a dragon?
who makes me think of a dragon when I look at him, so it could be Copper.
So if that's Copper, then the floating goat guy is probably Nimbus.
Probably.
I have no idea. I don't know how you guys are remembering their names.
Me neither. Like, what the hell?
I
How
don't
do you
know.
guys
It's
know?
just I'm just going for it.
Now, let's get to the review. Honestly, I really loved this game. I tried to get into the original playtest, but they raised the requirements right as I was about to apply, so I couldn't, which was a huge shame because I was really looking forward to testing the game. This game has a really solid amount of uniqueness to it, and it really stands on its own as a game, even with similarities to Dandy's World. The gameplay loop is very unique, even if it has some similarities. In this game, the characters are called agents, and the enemies are called infected. They work as you expect, I just wanted to get the terminology straight. This game is extremely similar to Dandy's World on a surface level, but it does have its own unique aesthetic. You go into the elevator, and you go down to some laboratories or something like that, and you have to complete machines just like in Dandy's World. This game has two types of machines for you to do. You have what I like to call the tubes, where you extract Malachor, the game's signature chemical, into a large container. And then there's the computer, where you must hack them, I think to make the systems redirect the Malachor to the main machine. The two machine types currently in the game even use different stats, which adds some variety to gameplay. Some characters are really good at the tubes, but really bad with computers, and vice versa, which encourages teamwork by giving people the machines you're good at and finding the ones you're good at. However, when all the machines are done in a floor, it's not over. A main machine activates, and all the Malachor is redirected from the tubes into it, and you have to do one final massive machine with up to 4 objectives to finish the floor. When the final machine is complete, you can all escape to the elevator again and move on to the next floor. The gameplay loop is rather straightforward and simple, so I'm sure you get it. So let's stop meandering and let's go over the stuff I liked first, and there's a lot. The game's art style is super nice, and all the character art and posters and stuff are all super well made. But art style isn't everything, of course. How are the character designs by themselves? Honestly, they're perfect. You instantly know Nimbus is the sleepy one, Weffel makes food, Discard is the chill, cool guy, Celine is the elegant lady, etc. The designs are immaculate. They communicate the characters so perfectly, and you can tell what everyone's deal is at a glance, which you always want in good designs. Not to mention how charming they are. It's rare for a game to make me want to buy merch so quickly, but I'm physically shaking for a Discard plushie. I love him so much, please. Dandy's World itself and some dandy-likes like Dolly's Factory do struggle with designs that effectively communicate the character, like Sprout not looking much like a baker or Buddy not really jumping out at you in any way. But this game just aces the character design test with flying colors. It's absolutely beautiful. Also, I personally really like that they leaned into animals than objects. Not that there's anything wrong with objects, it's just I'm a furry, so I really like anthros. The gameplay loop is also nice and incredibly unique. As I mentioned, there's two kinds of machines that take into account two different stats, which is really nice for teamwork since there isn't just a nebulous, this agent is good at machines and is therefore good, / is bad at machines so it's therefore bad thing. A character can be really good at computers, but really bad at tubes, and vice versa. The main machine is also a super unique concept. Every floor ending on the same machine in the middle of the map adds a new layer to floors. Now floors almost go like in stages. There's the wandering stage, then the main machine activates, the team groups up in the middle, and then everyone runs back to the elevator together. It's really awesome and it makes it feel like it's a real mission. The main machine also has a side effect of removing priming as a viable strategy. If you don't know, priming is when you don't finish the machine closest to elevator to do it last to give everyone time to return. This strategy in and of itself isn't bad, it's really powerful in fact, and I don't think it's a bad thing for it to exist, but I do have to say, removing priming as even being an option in the first place means it prevents some pain points with public lobbies. I can't tell you how many times I'm doing a long run with strangers and we get a glisten floor or a large map like Sprout's map, so I prime the closest machine so we can stay safe, but then someone sees it, is like, ooh, machine, and they pop it, and it's like, ugh. I've genuinely had people die in my floors because the last machine was really far, and those deaths would have been prevented if someone didn't pop the prime. Removing priming altogether, while probably not the main goal of the main machine, does help to mitigate this pain point in public lobbies and mitigate the damage that stupid teammates can do. This game also has a decent amount of floor events. Currently we have 3, and they're great. We have the classic Blackout, which is cool as hell, but it works a lot differently to Dandy's World. Dandy's World just rolls for a floor to be dark every so often, but here it seems like it's random and maybe based on a timer? The floor can go dark at any time, and you don't have to just live with it. You could choose to drop the machines you're doing and look for the breaker, and then you can fix the blackout. If you don't fix the blackout, it'll remain active in future floors until someone fixes it. I really love this approach to blackouts. It's super interactive, and it adds some variety to the simple gameplay loop by having the fast agents go around to look for the breaker. While in Dandy's World, it's just, this floor's really dark now, good luck. And like, yeah, that's a valid approach, but I do prefer the way Toons Universe handled it. Toons Universe actually makes something really cool with the blackouts that make them feel more than just flavoring to make the floors harder, which I really appreciate. The next floor event is the Broken Elevator event. Right as you finish the final machine, there's a chance the elevator will break, and you have to go find a certain amount of fuses scattered around the floor and fix the elevator to escape. This harkens back to Doug's fight from Dolly's factory, but instead of it being a dedicated floor, it's a random event at the end of certain floors. It's really cool, and it gives a purpose to the fast agents. The last floor event is the gas leak. It's basically Spring Fever, but better, in my opinion. When infected Nimbus is on the floor, there's a small chance the floor will be full of sleeping gas, and it'll make your agent tired and regenerate stamina slower. There's no real way to fix this one like there is for the others, you just have to live with it for the floor, but it's not that bad, it's just an added challenge. The stamina regeneration debuff isn't too awful, and it doesn't feel unfair, but it's still noticeable enough that it feels like an added challenge. This game also has something a lot of other Delvers don't. Voice acting. And honestly, I think the voice acting is overall pretty good. For a game that just released and seems to have a pretty small dev team, they did a really good job. The characters sound memorable, and none of the performances are really flat or boring, except Rosem, but he's meant to be flat. I do have some minor complaints though. Typo's voice actor needs a better mic. They did a great job voicing Typo, but the voice is noticeably lower quality compared to the other characters, and it's really off-putting. It sounds like he's shouting from across the room. I think they could also add some variance to the voice lines. Some voice lines just repeat very often, especially the ones in the wheel, and it can get a bit grating after a while. But it's not really a big deal. But still, adding a handful of different voice lines to the wheel ones would be really good, and it'll help give some variety, and that would be nice, even if it's not necessary. But this is all minor complaints. Overall, the voice acting was super good. Discard stole my heart with his voice lines. And the voice acting also opens a layer of customization, because imagine the devs alter the voices for special skins, like a robot skin that gives someone a robotic filter in their voice. It'd be so cool. But it's probably too early to worry about that. I also really like the systems of the game. Something a lot of games with this gameplay struggle with is how to deal with distraction. Dolly's factory dealt with it by making the rejects so fast you can't distract them, which often just led to frustrating gameplay. And Dandy's World dealt with it by just making it a part of the game and balancing the tunes with that in mind. But this game deals with distraction in a pretty cool way. When you get chased, your sanity starts lowering, and if it reaches 0, your max stamina depletes until you lose the ability to run entirely. I love this system. It adds a degree of challenge to the game while also preventing permanent distraction like in Dandy's World. I also heard that Infected prioritize agents with higher sanity, so it acts sort of like your stealth as well. Although I'm not sure if that's true because I haven't seen it in effect because the game is still a little janky. But if it is true, that's even better. The sanity system is super cool, and I really enjoy it as a concept to both add a layer of challenge with having to get away from enemies before you get punished, and also stopping distraction in its tracks. Two birds with one stone. Inspired game design, really. The UI is also super good. It's so clean, and the fact you can check everyone's health and stamina on the right side of your screen makes it super easy to keep eyes on your teammates, especially as a support. And the little icons at the bottom changing to be hurt if you lose health is also super neat. It's really something they didn't have to do, but I appreciate that they did because it's really charming. The Infectus are also really good. I love how there isn't any filler ones in a sense. All of them are basically on the level of Dandy's World mains. Games like Dolly's Factory and Dandy's World have rarities, and the more common enemies are less threatening and more interchangeable. But Toons Universe chose to do away with that, and every enemy has their own unique mechanics and threats, which is super cool. In Dolly's Factory, I barely even pay attention to who's on the floor, since most of the time the rejects are very interchangeable, even if they have certain gimmicks. This approach is fine, but it does make it feel like the enemies don't hold much weight. In Toons Universe, this isn't the case. Every enemy has something that changes how you approach the game. This card makes you have to pay attention for when he uses his echolocation to hide from him. Guido and Rosem force you to pay attention to the ceiling. Squiddle forces you to take things slow or else you might run into his tentacles. Weffel gives you the option to put waffles in her stand to distract her. Selena forces you to look at her or else she'll close the distance really quickly. And that's just some of them. The game currently has 10 infected, and already with this little amount of enemies, each floor feels super unique because of how each of them feels threatening in their own way. At the time of recording, we still don't have infected Fizzle and Fantasia in the game, and honestly I don't blame them. These infected look like they take a lot of work, and I don't mind waiting for really well thought out enemies like this. I'd rather wait a bit for the infectors to release and them being really cool than getting more buddy spam. I also appreciate that every infected has footsteps and other ambient sounds. It's always been a complaint to me with games like this, how most enemies are dead silent. Dandy's World at least gives the main sounds, but other characters like Goob, Scraps, and Chi-Chi definitely need something to feel more fair, but they don't have anything really. The only sound they have is the sound that plays when they successfully grab you, but I feel like they need more. They should have sounds when they're winding up their grab, and they could also have other sounds like maybe Goob sobs sometimes and you can hear him, and Scraps and Chi-Chi giggle. They don't need to all have footsteps, or else the floors might become a bit of a cacophony, especially for the distractors. But they should all have something that can make them be located based on sound. So all the infectors being noisy is cool. It allows you to also use your hearing to locate threats rather than relying purely on your vision, which is great for the feel of the game and also adds some skill expression. The starters are also super cool. I'm not gonna compare them to Dandies or Dollies like I did in the Dollies review, because overall they're pretty unique from those. Nimbus is more of a survivalist who's good at tube machines and has an ability to recover stamina, while Weffel is more of a support with the ability to give her teammates waffles to boost themselves. They're not really comparable to the whole Poppy and Cinnabon, Boxton and Buddy thing. I also like that you get both at the start rather than having to choose. Usually you get the second starter pretty early into your gameplay anyway, so cutting that part out and just giving them both at the same time is cool. I appreciate it. The game also has a mechanic that if you have a healing item in your inventory and your friends have missing health, you can use your healing items to heal them, and that's super cool. I love this little feature. It adds a lot to the teamwork aspect of the game in a cool way. It allows for stuff like buying a medkit for your friend when they're low on scrap to heal them, or helping teammates who might have gotten caught in a bad spot and used up all their heals trying to escape. The cards are also really cool. Just like in Dandy's World, every other floor you get a card selection with a variety of little buffs that you can give your team. And I like that there's infinite cards that never go away, and other cards that are more finite. Being able to see how many cards are left also helps you plan more, like avoiding the permanent cards and going through the more useful finite ones for long runs. I also like the ones that make you earn more Malachor for tasks. They're useful quality of life if you're grinding. Very cool. I also appreciate how involved the devs are of the community. They're super quick to fix issues on launch, and their Discord is a riot. My friend said they hosted a watch party for Zootopia 2, and I'm so sad I missed it. That's awesome. I also love all the little stupid memes they post. It's hilarious. You guys are so funny. Never get found out and arrested for tax fraud. So yeah, that was all the stuff I enjoyed. Now to the critiques. The emblems are this game's equivalent to Dandy's World trinkets. You earn them by leveling up your agents to max level. Personally, I'm not a big fan of this system. While I see what they were getting at with you having to play a certain character and getting rewarded for mastering them, I don't enjoy how long it takes to get to level 100. If you want the emblem for an agent you don't really like playing too much, you're stuck playing them for so long and it can get really draining. Like, I really wanted Nimbus's emblem because it sounded good, but I don't really vibe with Nimbus's playstyle too much. I was more of a Weffel fan at the start, so I guess I'm just gonna have to be stuck playing Nimbus just to get this cool emblem for the characters I actually enjoy. I hope in the future they make an alternative to get these emblems, or reduce the level requirement to like level 50 or something, so it's way less time consuming. For stuff similar to this, like Mastery and Dandy's World, yeah, it can sometimes take a while, although my Mastery runs never took as long as getting to level 100 did in Toons Universe. And even so, for Mastery you get a skin, something that doesn't affect gameplay in the slightest. If you just choose not to do a character's Mastery because you don't like them, you don't miss out on anything. But for Toons Universe, it does affect gameplay, and it actively feels like you are missing out if you don't complete them. Some other stuff seems poorly thought out as well. Like for example, when Fantasia uses her ability, she has different voice lines for what happens, but it's a little unclear what buff she triggers based on the voice lines. Making that clearer would be good, but I think the devs are already looking into fixing this. More obvious particles would be great as well. Like, some particles are cool, but it'd be nice for it to be clearer what buffs do. Like, Typo. It's hard to tell what the range of his ability is, and even though I'm glad they toned down the insane amount of particles from launch, I still hope they could add like a ring or something to make it more obvious where the ability actually reaches and making it clear if it lands on your allies. Because right now it really doesn't have that oomph to it, it feels like you're doing nothing even if you probably are doing something. I think the buff auras around agents that got buffed could be more noticeable and obvious. Some other animations could use some work. Like, Celine looks very under-animated. I get the idea they wanted her to look like she was gliding slightly, but it looks quite odd when the dress doesn't react to her movement. It's like they forgot to animate half her body. This section used to be a lot longer, but the devs seem to be actively working on problems the community has, and a ton of the stuff I wanted to mention here was fixed while I was writing the script, which is a great sign. The devs seem attentive, and they're actively listening to the community and communicating very openly, and I'm looking forward to the future of this game due to that. So, yeah. That was my Toon Universe review. Overall, this game is awesome. It has a lot of stuff going for it, and I think it's brimming of potential. There's a little clunkiness to it, but it's overall fine since the game did just release, and with how on top of it the devs seem to be, a lot of that clunkiness is definitely getting ironed out and fixed as we speak. There's a lot of interesting stuff here that I haven't really seen in other games I've tried. I especially love the sanity system. It's very unique and it adds a new stress level to the game while getting chased. But yeah, have you tried the game? If so, did you like it? Hate it? I'm curious for your thoughts, so let me know in the comments. Be sure to like the video if you liked it. Maybe subscribe if you want to see more content from me. And as usual, thanks for listening to me yap about Toons Universe. Goodbye. Bro, I'm so unoriginal, I reuse the same joke.